Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into another edition of Key Time Sports. It's Key Time coming back to talk about Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers win Game 6, and they are the Eastern Conference champions for the second time in just a quarter of a century in just 25 years. The last time that they went to the NBA Finals was in 2000. Now it's 2025, and now they face the OKC Thunder. So, before I get into that series, and I'm not going to make my prediction on the NBA Finals until the start of it, until Thursday. So, let me rewind back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Eastern Conference Finals, we all know that the New York Knicks, they basically came out of nowhere. They was not supposed to be in this situation. They weren't. And the Indiana Pacers, at the halfway point of the season, they were hovering around 500. So these both of these teams, they surprised everybody, including me, because I didn't think that they would get this far. And the Pacers last season they got to the Eastern Conference Finals, but got swept by the Boston Celtics. Now we look at this equation. We see where the New York Knicks pretty much caught momentum at the right time, but they ran into the Pacers and their season is done. But one thing that I can say is, and I'm gonna get into the statistics in a minute, is the Knicks they've got to do better when it comes to bench production. Because you can see right here, Mikal Bridges 15 points, OG Anunoby 24 points. Now OG Anunoby, he's a $200 million man, and he played like a $200 million man Saturday night. He did. Carl Anthony Towns had 22 points. Mitchell Robinson had 8 points. Jalen Brunson had 19 points. Bench production for the Knicks. Precious Achua, 0 points. Ariel Hakaporti, 0 points. Miles McBride, 2 points. Josh Hart, 4 points. Dion Wright, 2 points. Landry Shamet, 12 points. Tyler Kolek, 0 points. Pacome Didat, 0 points. And that is where the New York Knicks downfall. That's where the New York Knicks had a downfall at. Is their bench. You cannot go to the championship and not have a consistent output from your bench. The Knicks had one of the worst bench productions in the NBA this season. In the offseason, they need to improve their bench. And what I mean by improve is have consistent scorers come off the bench and can put up 10, 15 points each game, because you cannot have a person that comes off the bench and put up 27 points off the bench one game and then the next game only have 7 points. That ain't gonna happen. That's not being consistent from a bench production standpoint. Now, the New York Knicks, they have a tough road because next season it's gonna be tough for them to get back to this spot, because like I've been saying over the past, oh, I'm gonna say the last week. The Knicks, they have the Pacers to think about, because Pacers they coming, it's a possibility they're coming back with the same team. Then you have Orlando, Atlanta, you have Boston, Cleveland, Miami, and then you have some sleeper teams. I think the Philadelphia 76ers should be back to their top form when the season starts back up, but I'm not sure. So the New York Knicks, was this their best opportunity to win a championship? Possibly, because I don't see them getting back to this point in the next 5 or 10 years, because this happens I'm going to say once every 20 years for them. They'll have this miraculous playoff run, but then get knocked off in the conference finals. So, New York Knicks, off season starts today for y'all. Y'all need to start making some decisions immediately on the team's future outlook when it comes to bench production. Because if I was the general manager for the New York Knicks, I would be trying to improve that. And I would try to improve that bench starting today. Get rid of some of them contracts. Get rid of PJ Tucker. He old. Get rid of Pam Didette. He old. And also, you need to get rid of Cameron Payne. He old because he has just been he hasn't been a consistent player. Cameron Payne, when he came out of the draft, he was supposed to be a consistent player. In Phoenix, he wasn't a consistent player. In New York, he hasn't been a consistent player up until this point. Till this point. So now the Knicks, they might need to get rid of some of these contracts, get a 2, maybe 3 team trade to get some players that you can depend on that can come off the bench. And if the if the starters don't have it every night, which they're not gonna have it every night. You can depend on your bench to win you the victory in some games. But the Knicks, they couldn't do that this season because they didn't have nobody to depend on when it comes to the bench. They didn't. So, New York Knicks fans, congratulations on a good season. You fell short of your goal, but the goal for the New York Knicks wasn't to make it to the championship. It wasn't. It was just to have a winning record, and they did. For the Indiana Pacers, I'm gonna switch on over to the Indiana Pacers and the Eastern Conference champion Indiana Pacers. 25 years ago, they were led by Reggie Miller. 25 years later, they are led by Tyrese Halliburton, the the overrated player anonymously voted by The Athletic. Anonymously. Now, Tyrese Halliburton, he is not an overrated player. He is just a strategic player. And when I say strategic, some nights he doesn't have to score 35, 40 points because he has a balanced starting lineup and he has players that can come off the bench and put up 15 to 20 points. Just look at these statistics from Saturday night. Pascal Siakam, I'm going to have him as an X factor for the NBA Finals. So y'all stay with me. Pascal Siakam, 31 points. Aaron Naismith, another potential X factor for the finals. Aaron Naismith, 10 points. Miles Turner, 11 points. Andrew Nabar, 14 points. Tyrese Halliburton, 21 points. Bench production for the Pacers. James Johnson, 0 points. Obi Toppin, 18 points. And I might even make him another potential X factor for the NBA Finals for the Pacers. Jarris Walker, 2 points. Johnny Furphy, 0 points. TJ McConnell, 11 points. Benedict Mathurin, 3 points. TJ McConnell, 3 points. Benedict Mathurin, 4 points. Ben Shepherd, 0 points. Isaiah Jackson did not play, torn Achilles. Tony Bradley did not play because of coach's decision. Now, one thing I can say about the Pacers, they measure up well with the OKC Thunder. And this is going to be the NBA Finals. It's going to be an interesting and fascinating series because you have two teams that have never won an NBA championship have a chance to make history. So the Pacers, one thing I can say about them is I'm not going to say who is all an X factor for the Thunder and the Pacers, but one thing I can say is the Pacers, they've had a great season. The Knicks, they had a great season. And one can say that this is a better that this is a better final series than what we initially thought. Because all of us, we initially thought that the Cleveland Cavaliers and OKC Thunder would get there. But we see where Cleveland Cavaliers they got injury riddled during the playoffs, and OKC they really have just breezed by the playoffs, so without much adversity. So you got one team that didn't really have much adversity, and then you have a team in the Pacers that pretty much since the turn of the new year they have been facing adversity, if not if not every week, almost every 2 weeks, including the regular season and all the way up until this point. So by no means that this is going to be an easy series for either one of these teams, but do I think that it will be a blowout? It has the outlook of being a blowout, but hopefully I hope it's not a blowout because both of these teams deserve to be on this stage in the NBA Finals. They are. So one thing that I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna finish up with my final take, and then go on over to Instagram. The Pacers. One thing I can see success. One thing the Pacers do, they can have success in this series with Miles Turner because the matchup with the centers in this in this series will be Miles Turner versus Isaiah Hartenstein. Now both of these guys they have an average play, but average play can sometimes win you a championship. The bench players for the Indiana Pacers. I'm gonna go a little bit more deeper into this on Thursday. But the Indiana Pacers players that come off the bench, they need to come on with the come on in this series because the OKC Thunder, they are the top defense in the NBA. The Pacers are the top offense in the NBA. The Pacers defense is pretty much at the bottom of every statistical category in the NBA. So this is a tale of two teams that have a good one has a good defense and the other one has a good offense. Now, we already know that the superstars in this series will be Tyrese Halliburton versus SGA, Shea Gildress Alexander. The MVP, the most valuable player versus excuse me, the most valuable player in SGA versus the overrated player in the NBA, Tyrese Halliburton. Let's see who can win this series. And let me tell you all something. Thursday, it is gonna be. This is gonna be a good series. Man, I just wish we had a couple. We just had a few more basketball games we could talk about before Thursday. But everybody, and I do mean everybody, take this time, to prep for the finals, get you some rest because Thursday will be here before we know it. Thursday will be here before we know it. And all you betting men and women out there, I'm gonna give y'all the odds on it right now. Currently the odds on the Thunder, they are projected to close this series in 5 games. Now for game one, the Thunder they are a 10-point favorite. So Vegas is already saying that this series is going to be a blowout in and of itself, but sometimes we all know that Vegas can be wrong, but at the end of the day, Vegas always wins. So choose what kind of odds and predictions you want to follow through, and I'm going over the next couple of days I'm going to be looking at the Vegas odds, seeing if they fluctuate. We might have something different Thursday morning to talk about. So with all of that, that's all I have to say for the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers, Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Congratulations again to the Eastern Conference champion Indiana Pacers. getting to the finals for the second time in their franchise history and first time since the new millennium started. And also, congratulations to the Knicks on a wonderful season, a pretty much a surprising season too, because you surprised the hell out of everybody this season, New York Knicks fans. So, all you New York Knicks fans out there, Stephen A. Smith, Tracy Morgan, I could go down a whole list. Timothy Chalamet, Kylie Jenner, I could go down a whole list, but I'm not about to do that. Please, please, please like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified of all of my reaction videos, shows, and other content. And remember, one last thing before I do that, we are also doing an expansion on YouTube. The NFL season is just 14 weeks away, people. Just 14 weeks away. And I know that you don't want to be listening to this sports bias propaganda after every game. See, this is where I come in at. I don't have no sports propaganda and I don't have no biased propaganda. We have a This show is unbiased and that's why everybody likes me. Now I see where I just got 10 new subscribers, so thank y'all for coming in and sit down and enjoy yourself, and you go enjoy Key Town Sports and Key City Sports. So one thing I can say before the NFL season starts, next month we are in with this is June 2nd. Next month, I believe the middle part of July, I will be doing a series called NFL Teams with Plenty to Prove for the upcoming season. And as of right now, I got two teams in mind. I know that they're gonna be on the list, but I'm gonna say that for next month. Y'all, please like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified of all of my reaction videos, shows, and other content. Expansion on YouTube. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, remember one last thing, the key is always on time.